Good morning, everybody. I am sitting outside looking at the pond and trying to feel something. You ever have those days where you just wake up and you really don't feel anything? You're not happy. You're not sad. Food doesn't taste any type of way. Everything tastes the same. And life just seems blah. So when that happens, I try to find new coping mechanisms in life, right? Because I could be depressed. Yeah, I have issues I have to deal with. And it's hard for somebody overcoming PTSD and ritual abuse when a trauma hits, regardless of how big it is or how small, or if there's a trigger, it makes it hard to not go into a fight or flight pattern. Because that's what happens for people who are ritually abused, is that people unknowingly on the outside do not realize, for people who've been through abuse, uh, the trauma they go through and the coping mechanisms. Unfortunately, some people never recover from their trauma. I'm so glad that's not my situation, because I have God. I have the great healer. He is the the healer of all. So I'm happy. And when I say he, I don't really mean God as a he, because God is a spirit. Um, we house the Holy Spirit within us. Well, some of us do. Others are stuck on ego, because there's a difference between having a knowledge of self versus a love of self. One is ego and one is agape. They are the opposite. One is love, one is false love. Um, anyway, with people who've been through traumas, when you go through a fight or flight situation, often what happens is you'll freeze. And everything inside of you stops, and you can't. You feel like all over again, you're experiencing a trauma. See, but then you got to learn the new coping mechanisms. Like, okay, I've already been through the trauma. I'm not reliving the trauma. This is a new situation, a new day. So coping mechanisms are so important, because we all have a degree of trauma in our life in one form or another. And how you process it, that's the thing. What do you do to get over the past traumas in your life? How do you build and move forward? Because you have to replace your old ways with new ways, right? And today I am working on better mechanisms for coping with situations that are stressful, other than curling up into a ball and just wanting to be dead. I'm like, that's not a way to live. I shouldn't live every moment of my life waiting to die. Because I kid you not, that's how I've spent every moment of my life since birth. Just my whole outlook, because of my upbringing, is just fucked up. See, but I am not that old person anymore. I'm a new person, a new being. So, I do look forward to the growth. It is a hard process to go through. I am glad that God is healing me as I go, enough to recognize past traumas and things I've been through, and then to deal with them, learn to deal with them, move forward, and let those things go. Because I don't want to get caught up in the old ways and repeating old cycles. I want to learn about growth and change. So although it's hard when I have these moments and when I get very depressed or when I go through a PTSD moment, it's good to know that there are other mechanisms, other tools, and that there actually are cool people still out there. I just hadn't been exposed to a lot of them most of my life. I was exposed mostly to devil worshippers and demons, not people who knew anything about real love. So to go to that other side, it's a change. See, because someone who's been through a lot of trauma, you don't know how to deal with the true love of things, because you're always wondering, what does this person, what's their angle, what are they trying to accomplish, what's their goal, and it's what's their selfish agenda. And I don't want to live looking at people like that, nor do I want to be around people where I have to wonder those things all the time. So it's really important to renew your mind, the people you hang around, the thoughts that you have, because we manifest our destiny. It's, we put these words out there not knowing the power we have. And then people who've been through severe trauma often will continue the abusive cycle within their own self of saying to their own self that they're not worthy. And that's, I'm learning, not true. See, but when you've been beat down a lot, you start to beat yourself down a lot, and then you don't feel good about yourself, and then you reflect that out into the world. Is that what you want to do? It's not what I want to do. So that's one thing I always try to do, is be considerate of others and kind to others and being compassionate. Well, at the same time, I hope those around me that see the trauma and the abuses and the shit that I've been through, that I am also going through a healing process, and to be, please, kind and compassionate. Sometimes I'll have a tendency to lash out at the mouth and say something stupid before thinking, out of fear. And so as a protective mechanism, the anger will come out, or whatever emotion. And really, when you could just deal with the true deeper emotion inside and get to the root. Because all that other stuff, it's just a cover. We got to let those covers off. 2020 is past. Let's continue to build a clearer vision. Let's continue to work on healing. There's enough division out there. Let's work on healing.